Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for July 19th, 20th, 21, and 22nd. That's Monday through Thursday. Now, this is a general reading, so you know I'm going to be using, of course, my Radley Valentine decks. I use my Archangel Power Tarot cards for the main reading. I'll pull one from my Angel Tarot cards. I'll also pull one from my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. But remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. Now we are coming to the end of Cancer season, and we will be entering into Leo season. So you'll see there's what I call the long readings, and that'll be from July 22nd to August 22nd. Please take a look at those. I've also posted in the community page, and I'm doing this in the descriptions too, so they should be popping up with this, how to navigate through the readings. I do 2 readings a week. They're what I call the short readings. Once a month, right before the new season is coming, I do the long readings. So please take a look at that. Now, a couple of things. I am an intuitive channeler. I open myself to higher power. My job is just to let the message out. No filters, or at least try not to filter too much with my own interpretation, maybe? Let's put it that way. We do have some interesting energies that are going on. Leo season has a lot of bizarre stuff going on. So, and we've got the 2 full moons in Aquarius, which I think is extremely unusual. I really didn't research it, but it is, to me, I think that's an unusuality. And then there's other things going on too. So take a look at the longer readings. That will be, I talk about that part in the introduction. Also too, we do have some word on solar storms happening. So, if you're having headaches, if you're feeling a little nauseated, if you just have this sense of something unusual happening, a lot of this energy is going on right now. Now, any of the cards that are reversed usually mean stronger message. Please take a look at that. And the court cards do have different types of energies to them also besides what's being shown. I talk about that if they come up. Let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is we are going to do a couple of cards, just the overlying energy, and this is with the Waite Rider traditional tarot. Okay, so let's see what we have going on. And this could be very personal to you, but this is very much an overview in kind of the world type of energies. And we do have some very bizarre things going on. The solar storms, I do think that they're affecting people not necessarily positively, and we know that that's going on. So this is one of the reasons. When the people that comment to me, we have a little bit of a communication going on, and I feel that you were brought here for a reason. And I think the main reason is that we can encourage each other to keep our vibrations high. There's a lot of low vibration people, energies out there, and we need to help to counter it. So just know that. That's kind of like we're on a mission. We're on a mission. So let's see what we might have. And let's see, we're going to pull 3 cards from the Waite Rider or the Rider deck. Sometimes it goes by that. 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what we might have. Make them pretty. Okay, I don't know if these are reversed or not, so we'll just flip them. First card. Okay, so now this is the one that people say, can you put this back in the deck? Okay, this is reversed. This is a 3 of Swords. And also, too, remember, numbers have meanings. Numbers are very, very strong. I just give you a little peek into the numbers. But numbers is a way of communication from the angelic force, the angelic realm. Okay, so when I tell you to go and take a look at these numbers what I'm saying is, you can meditate, pray over the numbers, and sometimes the energies will, sometimes the messages can come, but sometimes it's really easy to just go to the internet, type in the numbers, and put angelic meanings or what do these numbers mean? And then read read the pop-up, do the search engine, read what pops up, and see what really, really resonates with you. So three has a lot of interesting energy too. So there is the power of three. When you do something 3 times, say something 3 times, have 2 other people with you in agreement. Very strong energy there. Also Trinity energy. Also creativity energy. So this is, and what is creativity? Creativity is, the birth of a new idea, the birth of a new venture. So here we have the 3 of Swords. And like I said, this is the one that people generally like you to just kind of put back in the deck and let's just not think about this. The 3 of Swords is an interesting one. Swords is air energy. It is our Gemini, our Libra. It's also our Aquarius energy, and we do have those, those full moons coming up. So, this is our thoughts, our plans, hearing news also. So if you look at this, there's the storm clouds behind it, but yet it is not necessarily raining on top of it. So something is behind us. Something is behind us. The other thing about the swords, if you look, it is in a heart. So this is something that is hurtful. This is something that has basically something that we did not want to really deal with or want to deal with even now. But if you look at this, if you had 3 swords sticking in your heart and these were current, you would be, excuse me, a bloody mess, okay? These are usually older wounds that you are not necessarily dealing with or facing in the present. So this is when I tell you that this is when higher power, and I'll talk about higher power, your guardian angel, spirit guide, voice of the universe, your divine, whoever that is to you, the source, that's personal for you, okay? Okay. So it's kind of saying that this is a weight that you are still carrying with you. So so if we're doing this for an overview of the world, this is a weight that continues, and we're just darn old tired of it. This is some energies that are kind of like, it is time for us to push them off. It is time for us to start healing. It is time. So this is kind of that energy. This is not current, but it's still current because we carry it with us. Okay? Okay. So something is, to me, this is something that we're going to have to possibly address in the world. This is world energy. So we're going to have to address this. Possibly, it will come up more and more this week, this Monday through Thursday. Now, granted, energies don't shift. I mean, they don't shift quickly, unless it's Mercury. But anyway, but a lot of times with the energies, they transition. So sometimes the transition can be actually quick. I shouldn't have said they don't. Sometimes it can be quick, but a lot of times they move. That's why when we do our readings, sometimes it's a continuation. Many times it's a continuation of the week before and the week before. But this is something that we might be even recognizing. Like I said, the storm clouds are behind us. Even though it's raining, they are behind us. They are not falling upon us, okay? But it is something that the world needs to kind of move on from. Let's see what the next card is. The King of Swords. Now, I told you that the court cards have underlying energy. So the King's underlying energy is swords. And this is the King of Swords. We talked about what this is. Now, this is someone that has seen and done everything. This is considered, the King of Swords is actually considered the oldest of all the tarot cards, of all the tarot messages. And this is a masculine energy. We all have feminine and masculine energies in us, to some degree. But the King of Swords uses his wisdom. He has seen everything. He has learned a lot. He is very, very objective. The thing is, he's also, I like to think of him as very laser focused, okay? Very much, but yet not necessarily so focused that he doesn't see the other parts of what's going on, but he's able to remove a lot of the noise, a lot of the emotions, and just get down to the facts. Get down to what truly, truly is what matters. A lot of times because we are emotional spirits, I like to think of ourselves as not necessarily bodies with spirits, but spirits with bodies. Okay? So we do have that emotion. We do have a lot of caring. A lot of time our caring clouds our objectivity. So this is about being objective. This is about looking at things very clearly and moving away the emotions. Now, we can be kind, we can be caring, but the King of Swords is very much, this is what needs to be done, very objective energy. Next card. Okay, and that is reversed. So here we have an 8. 8 has unlimited opportunities, unlimited possibilities, but this is also strength. This is, this is that we have this, part of this is two messages. This is a twofold message. One is we will need strength. The other is we do have the strength. And part of that is us all together raising those vibrations, connecting with our source, connecting with our higher power to continue to keep us strong through this time. But there is also this gentleness. There is also this kindness. So to me, there is some things, we've got a lot of that sword energy. There's some things that have to move on. There's some things that there's some things the world has to move on from. There's some things that the world has to, basically see clearer than what the world is necessarily demonstrating or seeing. There's too much. There is more emotion, so there is a time for clarity coming. And this is about strength. So this would just be, we need to keep on our path. We need to be connecting however we connect and whoever we connect with. Okay? So, and we just need to stay strong during this week. Again, we are entering into Leo season. It's got some wonderfully positive energy, and it's got some just old kind of wonky energy. I know that's my term. We have some wonky energy coming up in Leo season. Okay, so why don't we start our readings? Hi, my Virgos. How are you? Well, we're about to enter into Leo season. And I hope you've been watching Virgo July 22nd through August 22nd. But that's where that's when you need to wrap a lot of things up. So when you enter into your season, you're ready to go. Okay? So you're going to have to kind of pull in that inner strength. And when, sometimes people just like to chop, 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 chop. It's just nope, 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 nope. And even though you want to say, okay, let's just do this, it's okay to have your boundaries. Just needed to say that. Okay, also to remember, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell. Yes, there has been some energies trying to block our channel from growing and reaching to people. So please, you can tell that it's been happening for a little bit of time. So we can move things along. Also, I have forgotten, new moon to full moon is about requesting, but we're coming up to that full moon. So that's full moon energy, like 3 days before to 3 days after. I like the day before, day of, and day after. Release, relinquish, and request. Okay, let's see what we have for my Virgos. Here we go. First card is King of Raphael. Okay, this has to do with what I was saying about establishing your boundaries. Now, the King's underlying energy, we talk about that in the beginning, swords. Raphael is about water energy. It is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, fluid, emotional. So the King of Raphael has actually gotten to a better emotional place in his life. The King of and remember, we all have male, female energy with us. The King of Raphael is stronger because of the emotional struggles that he has gone through, is able to face and see the emotional struggles of others. The thing about the King of Raphael, though, is the King of Raphael has that much more wisdom and knows that we don't have to pick up their baggage. We don't have, not speaking as if I'm you, but it's true about all of us, but we don't have to, we can give a lending hand, but we don't have to do the work for them. Okay? So there's that sense of boundaries there, but it's something that you've had to learn. So you hold on to that. You've learned many, many emotional lessons, my Virgos. So this is where you stand strong in where you are. You also need to kind of, even though your heart, because there's nothing, my Virgos, you have a sensitivity about you that is, because you do have that spirituality, but your heart breaks for people that have these, that have problems. You would love to be able to give them solutions and give them directions. But again, but they tend to not want to, you know, thing about helping people to like that, they can receive your message or they cannot. And they will then, a lot of times the people that don't, they come back to receive it again and again and again. I've had to come, but I've been around a lot longer than many of you. I've had to come out, and I've actually said this now to people. You know, I've given you my message. My message really hasn't changed. I'm not going to repeat it. So I know that might be harsh, but you can say that still with kindness. And for the most part, people do understand it. Now, why did you all need to know that? I don't know, but somebody did. Here we are. The King of Raphael. So again, it's all about your boundaries. Warm, generous, honorable, refined. Yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. Now, that's one thing. You are an earth energy, and being a Virgo, you do get very focused on your task at hand. So this is trying to tell you that right brain, left brain, and so left brain is the one that's more focused, right brain is the one that's more creative, or vice versa. Anyway, this is where you've been focusing on the more focused, the more detail oriented part of your brain. Step out a little bit, have a little bit more fun. Okay, try to be now what does that mean? Creativity. You could be reading a novel, you can be doing something a little more activity, you can kind of just go out and be a part of nature again, but let your brain kind of detox a little bit from that focus. Anyway, so that'd be a good thing to do this week. Anyway, next card, because also part of that left brain, right brain, whichever one I'm talking about, also that's the one that makes it so that you want to please them, to please someone. You don't like it when they tell you you're not doing it right. So by you getting off of that, it will help to it'll help to balance you more, and you won't worry or mind as much if you don't please them. You won't be so focused on them. And, it just will help put you in a better place. Okay, hope that makes sense. Oh. Anyway, next card, the Seven of Raphael. So we have a lot of that water energy still going on. Now we are finishing up Cancer. Sevens have that divine umbrella that I speak about. So basically it's kind of like we can do our work, and then higher power will either say, no, we're taking you another direction. Or it can be, no, this is the way you want. This is the way we want. Just keep going, keep going. I mean, I've worked on many projects in my life where it's like, okay, we got this done, we're going, and then all of a sudden we stopped the project. And you're like, now that was through management. That was through management. I don't necessarily know that that was higher power. But then they also come, well, yes and no. But then they come back and they say, oh, but we're doing a really good job. But so there is some that type of seven energy here. There is emotional decisions here. There is some complexity to this. There is this, where am I going? There is some of this handling of your own emotions. So there is going to be this thing about, you want to, you're feeling deeply, you're kind of jumping in with this, but the King of Raphael is holding you back a little bit and saying, no, Virgo, you can't fix everyone, and you can't fix every problem. Concentrate a little bit more on you. That's not really being selfish, because it kind of gives me that airport scene, that airplane scene. They talk about when the oxygen comes down. If you've ever been on an airplane, put the oxygen on you first, because then you can take care of the others. Okay? Here we go. Now, it is time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want and take action. A need for detoxification. Next card. The Emperor. Okay, so we have Archangel Uriel. Uriel brings a lot of clarity. Uriel is like, yeah, this is what we need. Now, again, too, I've been trying, this is another thing. I need to start writing a list down what I want to put into my intro. So yes, this is, write down your numbers. Write down your angels that come to visit, because they don't all come in the cards for other signs. So when it comes, write it down. Uriel helps to bring clarity, helps to bring, this is where we need to go. So we have a 7, we have a 4. Now the first thing that pops to me is 7 plus 4 is an 11 also, so something with that. But the Emperor has focus, has decision making, has some clarity, has some, has some stability with it also. So You've got the emotional growth of the King of Raphael. You've got the, okay, I'm setting up my boundaries. The Seven of Raphael is kind of saying, I'm getting some clarity on where I want to go. And Archangel Uriel is helping you with that clarity. Okay, so let's go on. Stability and efficiency, taking charge of a situation, ambitious plans. So this is cool. This has a lot of movement here, but you're entering it at a so much better place. You know, it's kind of like when we first start, when we're out of school or out of wherever we've been in, you know, and we start on our new direction, and we enter something with a lot of insecurities and such. This is, you know, and it could be a job, you know, relationship, work, job, career, personal, intimate, interpersonal, family, or home. It could be romance too. But this is, we're entering it at a higher level. We're entering it with more maturity. We're entering it knowing where we want to be. Okay? Let's go on here. So yes, boundaries definitely, but we know how, and it's also about asking for what we want. Here we go. The lovers. So now we have a 7, 4, 6. Definitely write those down. 6 is the number of man. It's what we put into something. The lovers is our emotional want, our emotional need. Now, sometimes it comes, you know, all the cards come up a little differently at the different times, but it's our emotional wants, our emotional needs. Could be about that relationship, you know, those. But Raphael also brings about healing. Raphael is the archangel that helps with healing. Inside, outside, spiritually, physical, metaphysical, whatever it is, it helps with this healing. But this is, what is it that we have been really wanting? Raphael does correlate a lot with the water signs too, okay? Or the lovers, I should say, correlates with this. There's an emotional commitment, an emotional bonding type of energy here. Okay, intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decision. So again, we have that thought processes to make your decision. But it's also about good health. So it does mean, you know, so between, you know, Uriel, and again, so where I had the 7 and the 10 and the 4 coming to 11, I'm looking at this, the 6 and the 10, 6 and the 4 comes to a 10. Something with your numbers, definitely write these down and look them up. Okay, let's see what crystal or energy for my Virgos we have. So yes, setting your boundaries is definitely, but you have come to, you have come to a new, you have grown so much, my Virgos, so much. Here we are. Emerald. Do I have my faux emerald around here somewhere? It was somewhere here, but emerald is all about, it's not a real emerald, but it's about unconditional love. You've got a lot of energy there. Beauty, recovery, healing past lives. Now that's always interesting to me. Anyway, my Virgos, let's move things around a little bit. Remember to like, share, subscribe, click on the bell. Most importantly, always know, my Virgos, that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.